Okay, questions for
How
Jalen?
doing?
Jalen, how was the bye? Did you stick around here and get treatment or anything like that?
Yeah, as I said, the bye came at couldn't have come at a better time, and I think a lot of the guys on the team took advantage of that time. Just being able to refresh. I'm obviously getting ready for this second half of the year, so I think it's been good for us all.
What did refresh mean for you? I mean, how did you handle it?
Just take time off. The normal bye week, self-evaluation, getting yourself and your body physically ready for the second half of the year. So that's always my approach on the bye week, and I feel like personally it's a good week, and a lot of guys took advantage of that personally for themselves as well.
From a health perspective, did you get out of it what you wanted?
Yeah, definitely got some time out of it, and that was the one thing that I kept saying.
Yeah, we've seen the offensive efficiency really increase over the last several weeks versus maybe the first month. How much of that is attributed to you and Brian just getting them used to each other as quarterback and offensive coordinator?
Yeah, it's a lot to do with that. You have to have a feel, and that's a real thing, and obviously, the standard that we have for ourselves internally is very high, and that's a thing of constant communication, everybody being on the same page and everybody being eager to grow. And I think that's always the attitude that I try and have, whether it be with a coach or a player or whoever it is. And then obviously, you want that out of your coaches and your teammates as well. So just communicating, everybody being on the same page, everybody having those conversations that make us better. That's what it's all about, everybody being on the same page with that.
Yeah,
It seems as Chiefs' pass defense and secondary in particular has gotten better since you last saw them in the Super Bowl. What is the tape showing you about that group?
They're a really good team. They're a really good team. A team like that doesn't have the success they have out of any light. They have great players on the D-line. They have great players on the back end. They make plays on the ball, and they're very disruptive. Obviously coach really well. So, all three phases, we have to be ready to execute and play our best versus a really good team.
Are there things you can take from looking at the video from the Super Bowl, or do you just kind of focus on what they're doing this year? Or do you look at both?
There's always opportunity to learn from sure anytime you've played someone. I've had the opportunity we've played these guys twice in the last 2 years. This will be the third year in a row where we've played them some way, somehow. And they always, put up a good challenge on tape. I mean, they fly to the ball. They had a great D-line. Their secondary have a great secondary. They're playing at a very high level. And their linebackers, regardless of who's in there, they fly to the ball. So it's just a big challenge for us.
Nick was talking about in terms of motivation from that game, that with certain players, like if it's good to use, if it's a distraction, then don't use it. How do you distinguish the difference between those things and what you focus on?
As far as what?
Finding what you can use to motivate you from that game.
I think, everybody's internally motivated by different things. Some people, external things motivate them as well. I think for us to just focus on the things that we can control. It's as simple as that.
Jason was talking about earlier today about how he watches the Chiefs a lot for obvious reasons, but he watches it as a center and, what's going on around him. Do you guys talk about that at all? Because obviously that's all related to what you're doing too. Do you guys talk about that at all?
No. I know he's always, he has his foot in everything right now, but I know, he sees the game from a different perspective because he's played it for a very long time, and he has such strong knowledge in the game. And so from an IQ standpoint and knowledge of the game standpoint, definitely is someone that I can talk to about ball for sure.
And also, is it fun having a celebrity center? Most quarterbacks don't have a celebrity center. Is that?
I don't look at him that way. I look at him as my guy, Jason Kelce. I know he's a man of many abilities and many characters, but You know, he's a guy that the city loves, his team loves, and you know, I know one thing is for sure. Anything that he does and he gets himself into, he gets his foot in, he always gives it 110%. And so that's a credit to him and you know what he's built for himself.
Hey,
Nick
Jalen,
always talks about the importance of self-scouting. Of course, a bye week allows for more time for that. What have you learned over this break about your offense up into the halfway point?
Yeah, I think learned. You learn a lot. Depends on what the angle is. I think the takeaway is, you know, you and I think last year goes to show for this as well. The way we play, how we're able to protect the ball and still be efficient and make big plays and do those things. I think really a tough team to deal with if we can put it all together with that. So it's just a matter of being consistent, you know, and it's a common word that comes up for every team in the NFL in this league. But being consistent, really honing in on the details, understanding the fundamentals of every play, challenging yourself to do that every play. And so, you know, it's just a day-by-day thing with that, but always chasing that progress, not necessarily the perfection of it, and just trying to be consistent in it.
Hey, Jalen, at practice today, it looked like you weren't wearing that sleeve on your leg. Is that right?
I was not.
Is that a sign of progress?
Yeah, I think time is a sign of progress. As I said, the bye week came at a great time, and you know, we all took advantage of that. I tried to take advantage of that time off, and everything is trending forward.
I know in these settings. I'm sorry.
How much do you think you've grown as a quarterback since the Super Bowl? And do you see yourself as a different quarterback now since that game?
I mean, I try to grow every day. I literally take it day by day. I think, you know, when you have the opportunity of playing in those big games, you have the opportunity to play and kind of be in those moments. You know, there's always a ton that you can take away from. But it's that moment is no different than week 1, week 5, or week 10 this year. So you take what you take from it, you grow. Everything is a true lesson in it. Just trying to move forward.
I know in these settings you downplay the quarterback matchups, if you will, but obviously you and Patrick are linked in the sense Super Bowl quarterbacks, top 2 in MVP voting. How much do you pay attention to him on a week-to-week basis, how he's doing?
I mean, he's obviously he's playing for a really good team in this league, and he leads his team very well. And they've always had a great thing going. Just the level of consistency that they've been able to play, and not only play but win. And so he's always done a great job. Everything that he's been able to do over his career, have a lot of respect for that, and you know, it'll be a battle.
You spent a decent chunk of time around Patrick and leading to the game, you know, the Super Bowl. I guess did you learn anything about him during that time? Not nothing in particular.
You mentioned that you were focusing on things that you could control coming into the offseason. What did you find that was within your control to build on that?
You know, just my mentality, my attitude, my approach, my priorities and what matters, you know, and you know, trying to win. So all the little details that go into doing so. That's what my focus is always. Winning.
Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.